Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Gunnar. I'm Gunnar and today we're going to make this lovely risotto al funghi. All that we need are 50 grams of dried porcini mushrooms, 300 grams of risotto rice, Arborio rice for example. It's important that this is risotto rice, otherwise the whole thing doesn't go creamy, so don't use jasmine or basmati. About 50 grams of grated parmesan, 1 large diced onion. In this case I use shallots, I find they give it a little bit more flavour. I use 3 shallots finely diced. 25 grams of butter, maybe a little bit more, but around 25 grams of butter. 250 grams of finely sliced chestnut mushrooms, you can also use champignons. Some olive oil, a stock cube, and 175 milliliters of white wine, which is for cooking and not for drinking while you cook. And these are the ingredients to make a risotto al funghi. The first thing we're going to do is soak our porcini mushrooms in 1 liter of boiling water. So we'll put them in a big bowl and add 1 liter of boiling water. Give it a little stir and let it soak for 20 minutes. Now that the porcini mushrooms have soaked for 20 minutes, we need to drain them. So I'm going to get another bowl with the strainer and then just start pouring the whole mixture in. Leaving just the last little bit. Give this a bit of a shake and then you just squeeze. This is a bit hot, so you just squeeze the rest of the juice. Don't forget to wash your hands beforehand so that you squeeze all that good juice out of it. Get another bowl and just So now we have our porcini mushrooms in our broth. We take the stock cube and we just break it apart into the broth. Give it a bit of a stir and leave that to rest for now. To make our risotto, we take a nice big pan. You can also take a deep pot. We put on a high heat, add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. When the oil is hot, you can see that it swirls around a lot easier. We add the onions, give it a nice sizzle. And give them a good stir. We're going to leave the onions until they're translucent, so about 4 or 5 minutes. Now that the onions have gone this nice translucent gold, we add the mushrooms and our dried porcini mushrooms from earlier. Giving this a good stir, and we season it with salt and pepper. And stir for about 7 to 8 minutes until the mushrooms have softened up and released some of their delicious juices. I think that's about right. So the mushrooms have softened up nicely. The next thing we want to do is to add our risotto rice to the mix. Just pour it over, give it a good stir, and just let it soak up some of those juices from the mushrooms and some of those oils for about a minute. And after a minute, once the rice has soaked up these lovely oils, we're going to add our white wine. So 175 ml, a small glass of white wine. Stir it around until all of the alcohol has evaporated. This will give it a nice body, a nice richness to the whole dish. It will make it shine, make it pop. Now that the wine has pretty much soaked up and evaporated, comes the key part to a successful risotto. So this is our stock from earlier, the juice from the mushrooms. We're going to add about 2 ladles of the stock to our mixture. And the key to good risotto is to constantly stir this mixture until all of the juice is soaked up. As you can see, most of the stock has now been soaked up. So we're going to add another 2 ladles. Give it a nice stir and continue stirring it. So again, a lot of the stock is gone. We add some more and continue stirring. And you keep repeating this process. When the stock has evaporated and soaked up into the rice, you just keep adding the stock until there's none left. When there's none left, you taste the risotto and it should be ready. So this looks nearly ready. I'm going to have a little taste now, just to see what the rice is like. If you find that the rice is still a little bit hard, you can add a touch of boiling water, keep stirring it, and then taste it again in a few minutes' time. The risotto is now ready. I'm going to, at this point, add the butter, knob of butter, and I'm going to add half of the Parmesan, so about 25 grams of Parmesan to make it creamy. And keep stirring it. So the next step is to turn down the heat and just let it rest for a few minutes. And there we have it. Super simple risotto al funghi. All that we need to do now is serve it up and enjoy. Take a little bit. Oh, if only you could smell this. It's wonderful. Sprinkle a little bit more of Parmesan over the top. And there we go, a wonderful risotto al funghi. If, like always, you liked what you saw today, you want to see more recipes, more tutorials, tips and tricks, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be one of the first to see the videos. Until next time, buon appetito!